Hey guys, it's Timothy here. We are going to try something new today. We are going to do a Vintage Masters draft. I have never played Vintage Masters. I'm only vaguely aware of some of the cards in the set, so I'm going to be leaning towards cards that are familiar to me, but you'll notice there are a lot of cards that I probably don't know from this set. I only have a vague understanding of some of the archetypes, so we're going to use this as a learning experience, but since it's out today and Iconic Masters is now off Moto, we're going to try Vintage Masters. This card's not very good. It wasn't good in Conspiracy. In a four-person game, it could be alright. It comes in with counters equal to the number of creatures in all graveyards, and then you can remove counters from it to give things -1/-1. There's Mana Fixin'. I've heard this card is quite good in an aggro deck. This was pretty good in Odyssey, too. There's also Beetleback Chieftain and Brain Freeze. My natural instinct is to take the Storm card and force Storm, but I don't know if that's a good thing you should be doing or not. I know Goblins is a big archetype here, so you see like this 1-mana 2/1. Also Exile, which is good. I do know, thankfully I know all the cards in this pack. That's nice. Maybe I should just like try it out, right? Just pick something and stick with it. It's either that, Water Fountain Bouncer is also a very good card. I think Madness is also a big part of this set. Blue-Green Madness specifically. I kind of want to try a Storm card here. Just, as a way to kind of start things off, and then we'll look for things that are good with Storm, or if it turns out that that's not looking very open, we'll go ahead and move into something else. What is Pillaging Horde? Enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you discard a card at random, so 4 mana 5/5 seems okay. This reanimates a creature, I believe. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the art on this. There's another Beetleback Chieftain. Afterlife is good. Wild Mongrel is a very strong card. Choking Tethers, wow. Alright, power level is definitely here. When it dies, exile it, return the top creature card of your graveyard to the battlefield. That's very interesting reanimation card. I might just take Wild Mongrel. This card I know is very strong. The person passing to us took a rare, so I don't really have clear signals at this time. I feel like Afterlife and Beetleback Chieftain are probably high picks here. Radiance Judgment's a kill spell for power 4 or greater. Spinal Graft, +3/+3. And turns your card into an illusion. Let's go and snap up Wild Mongrel and see if we can just kind of pivot a little bit. So we have a card that's really good for Madness decks, and we have a card that's really good for Storm decks. So, well, Waterfront Bouncer. Chain Lightning is a common. Jeez. Alright, so if I wanted to stick to Storm, I could take Dark Ritual here. Goblin Goon seems like a strong card. That's the third really strong Goblin we've seen in a row, so maybe I should be taking that. Waterfront Bouncer does go with the Wild Mongrel if I end up picking up Madness cards. Card is also just very obnoxious to play against. Mana War is very good as well. I don't know for a fact that I'm blue. This speculative Brain Freeze might not work out. Maybe I should pivot into Goblins here. I'm seeing a lot of red coming my way. What is Brilliant Halo? +1/+2, and then it has the Rancor effect. I'll just take Waterfront Bouncer. That way I can go either way here, potentially. I don't know what I should be expecting to wheel or not. Ooh, High Tide. Well, that goes down the Storm path quite nicely. Circular Logic is very good with these two cards. I might just take that and just kind of semi-abandon my Brain Freeze plan. There's Scrivener. This one's the one that gets back an instant. Yeah. Aquamoeba is also similar to Wild Mongrel in that it turns on these Madness cards, but I feel like Circular Logic is probably really good considering I have 2 discard outlets already. I hate this art on Giant Mantis. It looks so goofy, but man, he's just straight up eating a Pegasus. Yeah, we're going to take Circular Logic. So this is a mana leak for 1 mana if you Madness it, and I have 2 ways to currently discard it. If I wanted to stick with the Storm plan, I'd go with High Tide. There's also a Bayou in this pack, but this is a Phantom draft, so I'm not even entirely sure dual lands are worth much. Grenzo, that's interesting. Looks like this is all like just random legacy cards, and then they threw in like conspiracy cards. Chimeric Idol is the one that can become a 3/3 until end of turn. Lonely Sandbar, sweet. Rescind bounces a permanent. You can cycle it for 2, and Tangle is a fog that keeps the attacking creatures tapped down. Nightscape Familiar to go with these cards. There's nothing really I'm that interested in here. I could take Chimeric Idol just as kind of a little bit of a hedge, because it's a fine aggressive card, fine defensive card, I believe. It doesn't seem amazing. Could also take Lonely Sandbar, give me another, or I guess give me a Cyclone card since that's a big theme here. And then there's also Simian Grunts, which is a card I like, but if people are familiar with this set, they're not going to run into that. What is Sudden Strength? 4 mana +3/+3, draw a card. Seems okay. Provoke, I assume provokes. Yes, it does. Putrid Imp is a card. Scourge Familiar. Discard a card to add black, so that could be a storm card. Maybe Chokin Tethers is just what I want here. Tap up to 4 creatures, and when you cycle it, you tap a creature. Could be decent with what I have so far. Not entirely sure what I should be doing, but I'm seeing some green here, I'm seeing some black, I'm seeing some white. No red in this pack, so red might be getting cut super hard here. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to act like I know what I'm doing. I think Tendrils of Agony is also in this set. Keen-Eye Aven, 4 mana 2/3 flyer that cycles. Owl Familiar's draw discard when it comes into play. This seems like a fine card. There's Psychotog. I don't know how good Psychotog actually is in a set like this. Bad River's also decent for mana fixing. And I think there's like Brainstorms and stuff like that. Ooh, Imperial Armor's a strong card. And then there's also Rescind. I kind of want to take Psychotog here. Could be blue-black. I don't know how good Psychotog actually is in this. I keep wanting to call it a cube, but Vintage Masters. Yeah, I'm going to keep hedging a little bit. You know, if I end up not playing green, I'm definitely blue. I'm almost 100% blue. Ooh, another Circular Logic is nice. What is Sabar Jabari? Flanking whenever it attacks, have target creature defended player controls. That seems really strong, actually. It's hard to block, and it's a, what do they call these? Master Tacticians. Death Head Buzzard. When it dies, everything gets -1/-1. And then this is a cycle and kill spell for flyers to each creature and each player. Geez, this seems like just a blowout against decks that have flyers. I'm going to go and take another Circular Logic here. I don't see any reason to take anything else in this pack. Well, Aquamoeba goes nice with these. There's also Predatory Night Stalker, which is a sweet card. I think I'm going to take Aquamoeba and stick to kind of the Madness plan here. If that ends up here in the now, I think the only other card I'd want is Predatory Night Stalker. 5 mana 3/2 makes your opponent sack a creature when it comes in. Seems decent. I don't know about Psychotog yet. Wild Mongrel still seems like it's going to have the thumbs up in this deck. This is another one. Discard a non-black card to draw a card. So it loots non-black cards away, and then you discard a black card, and then you get to loot 2 cards. So you're just fixing your mana. That's 3 mana 1/1. Giant Strength +2/+2. Well, that seems bad. Radiance Judgment's cards. Final Graft is kind of whatever. I guess I'll take this Sorcerer. I don't know whether I'm playing it or not. It does let me madness out my Circular Logic, so there's that. I don't think I'm ever going to play 2 of these, or at least it doesn't seem like the type of card that's really good in multiples. Falter stops non-flyers from blocking. Shadow Creatures are nice. I think I'll take this Herbalworks Uprising. It's a decent card. I don't know that I'm playing black. Take another Aquamoeba here. So we need some payoffs for playing Madness. I know Rootwalla is in here, or Baskin Rootwalla. I know Arrogant Worm is in here, Roar of the Worm. Lonely Sandbar or Tangle. Well, I don't know for a fact I'm green, so I guess I'll take Lonely Sandbar. And then here, Devout Witness, discard a card, destroy an artifact or enchantment. That seems like it's an uncommon, so I'm assuming it hoses a couple strategies. And then Imperial Armor, so white being fairly wide open. If that was if I was signaled that white's open, I didn't really pay attention, or I didn't really catch up on it. So, ooh, Future Sight. I guess Brain Freeze works with Psychotog, but that's not going to happen. All right, okay, so there is an Arrogant Worm, which I think is what I want, right? There's Counterspell, Future Sight. Geez, the power level in this set is ridiculous. Nature's Lore is nice. Brainstorm, not looking too good in my deck. Future Sight is probably good, but Arrogant Worm I know for a fact is good with what I'm already doing. I think I might just take Arrogant Worm here. That might be wrong. What do you guys think? If you've played this set, what do you think? Future Sight over Arrogant Worm. Future Sight's a very strong card. Just huge amounts of card advantage. Doesn't really combo with any of my other cards here, but I think I'm just going to take Arrogant Worm because I have lots of ways to cheat it out. Armadillo. Ooh, Karmic Guide is in this set. Nice. Tranquil Thicket, Fyndhorn Elves. Frantic Search would be nice regardless of which strategy. Swords is in here. Might just be a Mana War. I guess there was another card in that last pack. Yeah, Goblins definitely is a thing here. I don't mind Tranquil Thicket. If any of these three cards come back, I'm pretty happy with it, but I think I'm going to take Mana War. Play a tempo game. What is Wall of Diffusion? Can block creatures with shadow as though it had shadow. Okay, so this might be good in like blue-red control index. Ooh, Battle Screech too. This is a very strong card. These white cards are, wow, the white cards in this pack are all very good. But I'm going to take Man of War, and we're going to try to make this madness thing happen. This is that weird Reanimator card. Like, it becomes the top creature of your graveyard, and then you can also pitch a card. I don't know if Reanimator is a thing here. +2/+2. You can cast it as though it had flash, but you sack it on the next cleanup step. Ooh, Prophetic Bolt is strong. I don't know that I can splash red. Is splashing a thing you can do here? Because I could just take like a Mana War or a Jungle Worm. Even a Killer Whale is probably a fine card here. But I kind of want to take Prophetic Bolt because this card's very strong. What's the mana fix in? Wow, these cards are... And they come in tapped? That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. This is going to be a 3-drop majority of the time. I'm leaning towards Prophetic Bolt, to be honest. I don't know how easy it is to splash, though. And Mana War probably not going to come back, I assume. But if one of these other two 5-drops comes back, I'll be fine with it. Ooh, Ether Mutation's a nice one. This is a bounce spell for creatures, and you get 1/1s equal to the converted mana cost of the creature you bounced. That seems pretty strong, actually. I don't actually know like how aggressive this format is. I'm assuming with goblins being like a premier archetype, and then we're seeing cards like Carnophage here, that this can be a fairly aggressive format. Krosan Vorine, 4-mana 3/2 with Provoke, can't be blocked by more than one creature, so it just gets to eat 1/1s or trade off with something you know it can trade off with. Skyshroud Forest. This Mountain Valley would be nice since I picked up this Prophetic Bolt, but I'm going to go and take Ether Mutation. Sulfuric Vortex, jeez. All right, Scrivener here maybe? Banalish Trapper is a tapper. Banalish Tapper, am I right? I'd probably just take Tranquil Thicket here. Scrivener, not going to be amazing in my deck. I need more payoffs for actually playing Madness here, I think. Ooh, Roar of the Worm, there we go. Temporal Fissure is also here. This is just a bounce spell with Storm. Expunge is nice. Giant Mantis, I assume, is probably like not the type of card you're looking for. And this Sudden Strength card doesn't seem that great at 4 mana. Mesmeric Fiend at common's kind of annoying. I'm going to take Roar of the Worm. It's pretty decent. We'll speculate on this Prophetic Bolt. What is this? Stalkos Drifters, 4 mana 3/3, discard a card against Shadow until end of turn. There's another Circular Logic, another Aquamoeba. Ophidian is good. If it isn't blocked, you draw a card basically. And then Alfamiliar also seems fine. How many discard outlets do I actually have? I have 4 here because I have 5 there because I'm leaning towards another Circular Logic. This card's very, very good, or at least I'm used to it. It gets played in Pauper a lot, which is my experience with it. One of these cards is coming back. If it's any of these blue cards, I think I'll be happy with it. But I'm just going to take up this Circular Logic. I don't think Arbor of Thorns is what I want. Lurking Evil is a weird card. You pay half your life and it becomes a 4/4 flyer. Jungle Worm could be a fine card here. Then I guess there's Tangle. Tangle's good against aggro decks. If I play against aggro decks, that's a good thing. But we'll go and take some beef. Future Sight came back, so that might be a sign that we don't want Future Sight. Oh, Nature's Lore only gets forests. I forgot about that. So I'm going to take Future Sight. Future Sight is strong. Geez, Karmic Guide came back? Well, okay, maybe I'm missing something here. All 3 of these white cards came back. Is there not a single white player at the table, or am I not just understanding like the power level of some of these cards? Karmic Guide is just a strong card overall. I have trouble believing that this isn't better than most of the other white cards, but I guess go for Synergy. More cards like Mongrel would be nice. Only seen this one, but should do a little bit of work. I have 5 payoffs currently for having discard outlets. I have Worm, Roar of the Worm, and 3 Circular Logics. So I don't really have to prioritize any more Logics here, I don't think. No, a Future Sight coming back is kind of interesting. It leads me to believe that maybe Future Sight's not actually that great here. I don't think I want another Jungle Worm. Just more beef. Provoke doesn't seem like something that's great in this deck. Volrath's Shapeshifter just... I guess this discards cards, but I don't know that it's actually going to be that great. And Armor of Thorns just doesn't seem that great at all. Tribute to the Wild could be nice. So Tribute to the Wild or Tangle. I think I'll take Tribute. This makes your opponent sack an artifact or enchantment. So if they only have one, they have to sack it. I don't know really what artifacts and enchantments, but I've already seen like Armadillo Cloak and stuff like that. Go and take Spark Spray from somebody. Wonder how playable this is in the format. Probably fine. Well, there's a Tangle anyway, and let's see if we get one of those blue cards back in this last pack here. Aquamoeba. Okay, cool. I'll take it. So currently we have 17 playables. Still looking for a way to splash Prophetic Bolt if possible. Last card's Tribute to the Wild. So I guess there is Reanimator. I haven't seen any like big creatures that are worth reanimating though. Cruel Bargains, draw 4, lose half your life. Ooh, Grizzly Fight's a nice card. This is a 5 mana to make 2 bears, and then you can flash back for 7 and make 4 bears. There's Repel, which is a decent interactive card, which I don't have too many of, or any, to be honest. Forest Cycler, and then I don't think I want this Tribute to the Wild. Deathreap Ritual is interesting. I think this was only in a Conspiracy set. On each end step, if a creature died, you draw a card. To constantly have creatures dying, but I'm going to take Grizzly Fate here. Can also, just for the record, discard this to some of my other cards and flash it back, but I feel like I'm going to cast this most of the time. And Elephant Guide, probably fine. Repel, probably fine. I don't really know how good this is. I know there are payoffs for play and cycling cards in this set, but I'm going to take the grisliest of the fates. Control Magic's got to be just good. Ooh, Gush for that Storm deck. Deep Analysis? Jeez. I'm still getting over Chain Lightning being a common here. Ooh, Goblin Ringleader? Jeez, this set. Definitely taking Control Magic. Krosan Tusker's pretty nice. You cycle it, you go get a land from your deck. Also occasionally be a 6/5. If Deep Analysis or Krosan Tusker come back, that'd be nice. Maybe Gush. I don't see really playing Gush. This is also a card, I guess, but not one I'm too excited about. So we'll take Control Magic, no doubt. What? This... just read this card real quick. I don't even know. Lightning Rift is insane. I'm not a cycling deck though. Somebody's probably waiting for this at the table. As I understand it, this is like one of the best decks you can end up is something like Lightning Rift or what's the white one called? Astral Slide, and you just play like this cycling deck. Fledgling Djinn deals 1 damage to you, 2 mana 2/2. So it's a Carnophage with flying. I think I'm going to take Baskin Root Wall. It's not the most exciting card, but it's a free Madness card here. Like, you can just pitch it to your Mongrel, get some power on board. This card seems fine. If not, I would take maybe Claws of Wirewood. I don't... what is this? This is a mythic rare? Oh my god, is everything from the set in Arabian Nights or something? Jesus, I have no idea what to... Jeez, Fire Blast too? Oh my god, alright. Excuse me. Mystic Zealot, I played against this card in Odyssey. I don't feel like I need to load up on more 5-drops here, so I'll probably take this Owl Familiar. This card seems not strong in the context of the other cards I'm seeing here, but seems playable enough. And if I can just, like, you know, draw, pitch, like, I don't know, Roar of the Worm or one of these flashback cards, that seems fine. Nature's Lure could also just be the pick, too. Let's me go get a Forest. It ramps me ahead, and I do have 4 and 5 drops in my deck, so maybe that's what I want to play. Yeah, let's actually go with the Nature's Lure here. Crescendo of War, that's a funny card. Alright, so nothing too exciting here. What is Triangle of War? 1 mana, sack it, target creature you control fights, target creature an opponent controls. Interesting, that could be fine. I'm going to have some beef, so using this as a pseudo removal spell could be fine. Hymn to Turok, jeez. Dark Ritual, Elvish Aberration. I don't feel like that's going to be great. And then Floodplain, I don't really have any reason to need to be shuffling my deck. This doesn't go grab red for anything here, so maybe this Triangle of War, it's uncommon. Seems fine. I don't really know that I'm actually playing anything else. This seems pretty weak, so yeah, we might try that out. Oh, Bat River. Killer Whale, Sandbar, Sudden Strength, Tribute to the Wild. Alright, maybe just take a Giant Mantis here. Killer Whale stronger, certainly. Take a Bad River in case for some reason I want to splash like Urborg's Uprising or Psychotog or something like that. It's just a come into tap island for my deck, basically. I don't really know that I want to splash any of these cards. Urborg Uprising could be decent, right? It puts 3 cards back in my hand, which is a real thing with like Wild Mongrel and stuff, but I don't know that that's really better than anything else I'm seeing here. Like, Giant Mantis could just be the pick for the sideboard, I suppose. Whoa, Crater Hellion, you say? Well, that's a card. Goblin Settler is annoying. Destroys a land when it comes in. Chokin Tethers, number 2, I'm not very excited about. Guess if I'm like a pseudo beatdown deck, it's something. Might take this Vorine. This card doesn't seem that strong. It's a Cat Beast. I don't know that I'm actually playing here. I don't have payoffs for Cycling, so Chokin Tethers, like Cycling, it doesn't seem amazing, but probably fine. It's probably better than this card, right? Might just need more creatures, though. This card seems weak. Another one of these Shapeshifters doesn't seem that great. This would be fine if I was trying to splash black. Predatory Night Stalker, not very splashable. Putrid Imp is definitely not a card I can really splash. I guess we'll just take another Tribute to the Wild in case I play against decks that I really want to blow up their artifacts or enchantments. Okay, Repel coming back is decent. I don't mind that card at all. Just put something back on top of my owner's or the owner's library. Skywing Aven could be fine here. Again, not amazing. Maybe just take another Tranquil Thicket. Cyclone Land seem good. Yeah, low on creatures here. Oy. I guess nobody is on this plan, so I'm not on that plan, but we'll take it. Take this Lonely Sandbar. I already have 1 Tangle in the sideboard. I don't think I'd be boarding into too many Tangles. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll take this bad Cyclone Flyer, and we'll try to scrap together a deck and see how it plays. We have a little bit of beef. Unfortunately, this being a common, I think this set has like 300 something cards in it, so seeing specific commons and especially uncommons is not always a guarantee. Cards that are standing out to me as things I don't want to play at all. This Vorine just seems bad. I have a very low creature count, though, and that's kind of a problem. Yes, Chimeric Idol is a creature, right? Ether Mutation makes creatures. Grizzly Fate makes creatures, so my creature count's just like slightly higher. Roar of the Worm, yeah, never mind. My creature count's higher than it looks. So let's go ahead and do a sort here. Roar of the Worm, most of the time, probably just going to pitch that, right? If I cut the 4 lands, I have 24 cards. Do I want to be playing? There's a lot of cycling too. Maybe I can just cheat on lands having all these cyclers. But I'd also have 5 drops. So maybe I want to cut a 5-drop here. But I do need ways to win the game, right? Oh, Giant Strength. This card seems very bad. Maybe like in mono red goblins, it's fine. We get in a lot of extra damage early on or something like that. The Skywing Aven doesn't seem very good. Returns it to its owner's hand. This isn't the type of card that I want to power out my Circular Logics, but I just cut this one, I think. And keep the beef in, right? And then play 17 lands or something like that. And 17's fine with having 4 cycling lands. So 23, majority blue, I believe. I don't know about this Triangle of War either, but it seems fine enough. It's 3 mana fight, like 3 mana Prey Upon could even just be playable on its own. I don't know that I saw a lot of like gigantic creatures or anything like that, but if I get down like an early Arrogant Worm or Roar of the Worm or something like that, then this could be a decent card. Even like just a 3/3 fight is pretty nice. So 23, we're gonna play 9 and 8, blue and green. So that's 13. Seems perfect. 2, 4, 6. 7, 8, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. All right, well, we put together something. Again, I've never drafted this set before, so if you saw something that I didn't, that maybe I didn't mention while we were drafting, go and let me know, because I don't know what the best archetypes are. This is all completely just me trying something out for the sake of science, right? I wish I could play Prophetic Vault. I don't have a lot of removal, so this card is also just very strong. But anyway, this is the deck we're going to play. Let's go ahead and jump in and see how the matches go. Hey guys, it's Timothy here. We're playing Vintage Masters. My opponent's going down to 6 on the play. We're keeping a decent hand. I'm probably going to lead off with Tranquil Thicket unless I draw a Forest. And then hopefully go like Aquamoeba into, well, now I don't have to actually play that. So I'll actually play a Forest, and we'll look to cycle this Tranquil Thicket, since I have a green source, but let's go ahead and do that now, actually. My opponent on black-white, which I don't really get a clear idea of what that archetype is supposed to be. Probably just some aggro deck. Let's see, I could go Aquamoeba here, or I could go Nature's Lore. If I go Aquamoeba, I have the benefit of going Nature's Lore plus Hold Up Circular Logic next turn, and I think that might just be what I do here. This seems fine. Waterfront Bouncer, also a card that I could put on this board. Don't really know like what removal spells to play around. I know like Swords to Plowshares, Exiles, stuff like that, but alright, looks like our opponent's just going to be passing back again. Alright, I'll probably keep that in my hand now. So we'll play an island. We'll go ahead and cast Nature's Lore. Get a Forest. Something untapped, and now we can even play Waterfront Bouncer if we wanted to. I don't know what Wraths are in this set, so I don't know if I should be playing around something. I know Armageddon's in here, and that would be bad. I'll play Waterfront Bouncer, or do I keep up Circular Logic? Kind of like the idea of keeping up Circular Logic plus Tranquil Thicket, rather than just putting this guy on board. All right, opponent doing something on instep here. Or not. Still nothing? Interesting. All right. I mean, I feel like I'm playing into a sweeper of some sort, but I don't know that for sure. Ooh, Grizzly Fate. Yeah, and I'd like to keep up this logic, so I think I'm going to go Krovikan Sorcerer and just hold up logic. Grizzly Fate could be good, but what am I getting blown out by something? I have no idea. Could also discard this to Aquamoeba, but that doesn't seem necessary. Maybe I just cast this Grizzly Fate. Problem is, if my opponent plays something, I guess I have Repel for anything like that bad they could play. So if they play just like a big creature that bricks my stuff, I can repel it and still hold up this Circular Logic. Opponent thinking on a removal spell. So it's 7 mana to flash this back, and when you flash it back, you get 4 2/2 bears. All right, we got to see something here, right? Scourge Familiar. So discard a card, add black to your mana pool. It's pretty annoying against Circular Logic, but I think I'm just going to repel it, attack for 4, hold up Logic for their next big play. I'm sorry, attack for 5. So the combination of these two, ooh, never mind. Magister of Worth. All right, they're going to animate dead? Yeah. Interesting. So they're going to blow up all my creatures is how this works, right? Yeah. So we all vote return each creature from the graveyard to the battlefield or destroy all creatures, and the tie is destroy all creatures. So neat little play from the opponent. Thankfully, I have a repel for that. Granted, they do get to eat my board here, but, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to vote Grace, but it doesn't matter. It blows up all the other creatures. It's also just a 3/4, right? I could play Waterfront Bouncer and attempt to just bounce that next turn. Ooh, Future Sight. Well, I can't actually cast Future Sight, so maybe I go Bouncer plus Krovikan Sorcerer this turn, and then just attempt to bounce this on the following turn. If my opponent replays it, I can Logic it, or Circular Logic it, so I kind of like that plan. Get hit for 3 in the air, but that's fine. My opponent only has 1 card left in their hand. So I have to discard a black card to draw 2. I don't have any black cards, so. Ooh, geez. That's gross. So Famine deals 3 to all creatures. I guess I have to choose the order I put the creatures in my graveyard. Famine deals 3 to all creatures and each player. So we got there, which is kind of gross. Do I play this? I probably just play this Lonely Sandbar, I think. Because I do have Future Sight. I want to get that down. I'm going to play it and then repel this Magister of Worth on their turn. And then probably just hold up Circular Logic for it when it comes back down. That was a nice play from my opponent. They played the Familiar, pitched 2 cards to make double black, and then reanimated the Magister. They do have 1 in hand, so I guess they could replay this, but I don't think they want to, because destroying all the creatures doesn't really do anything. No, I guess I have to let this hit me, because I can't Circular Logic it. They could just replay it this turn. So I'm going to let it hit me and then repel it on end step, I think. And hopefully I draw something like Aquamoeba, a discard outlet, so that I can play my future. Well, I guess I couldn't do that because of triple blue, but goodbye, Angel. And Animate Dead is gone. Ooh, Ether Mutation. Pretty strong. I am going to hold up Circular Logic for this Angel. If they replay it, they might not. Probably could have just played Future Sight and been fine, because I do have a bounce spell for that thing. I don't believe it destroys non-creatures. Just going to play it. Let's go ahead and counter it. Doesn't look like they have any mana to pay for it. They'd have to pay 8 anyway, so Magister of Worth is gone, and then now I can slam this Future Sight pretty safely, I think. Start getting value off that. Interesting. So black-white, I guess, Reanimator? Like, what is this card here? Oh, that's the Famine. Okay. Famine is strong, so I guess that's a board wipe. Ooh. And we drew the Mongrel, but we're going to go and play this. Ooh, we hit a land on top, that'd be amazing. Nope, just an Aquamoeba. And I can't cast it, so we'll pass. My opponent gets free information for the rest of the game. I can't do anything about what they're playing here, so they have something big. I do get to Ether Mutation that boy. Alright, let's go ahead and get value. Hopefully we're not running into another Famine. Play Island off the top, drawing another Island next turn. Probably going to play Wild Mongrel here. I don't know that I need to play around another Famine. Play this Aquamoeba 2. Could have also flashed back whatchamacallit. So I like the idea of playing all of these things out. And if I get Famined, I get Famined, right? But they would have had to draw it plus have a second copy, and I think it's an uncommon, yeah. And if they do, I still have Grizzly Fate in my graveyard to flashback. Plus I have Ether Mutation for their next big play. Dark Hatchling. Well, that's not something I really want to Ether Mutate, but it destroys a creature when it comes in. It's going to be fine. This is uncommon. Alright, so play this Forest off the top. Ooh, so now I can play Ether Mutation and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold up Circular Logic. That's pretty sweet. I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can cast Circular Logic off the top of my library. Plus I get 6 1/1s here. This seems sweet. This seems really sweet. It just looks like black-white stuff, though. But cards I have to watch out for. Cards I have to watch out for. I could even pitch an island to deal 2 extra damage here. I might do that. Don't really have a use for this. So 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just getting 5 damage here. My opponent's dead next turn. They're at 10. They're not going to be able to fight through the Circular Logic unless they have a second really good card. Alright, go ahead and counter that. My opponent does get to see the next card on top of my library, which is a sandbar. Yeah, they get information here by letting me play out my next turn. Dang, they sell the control magic too. So I have 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I just need to go ahead and pitch a card here. And get to deal lethal to them. Alright. Dang, I'm a little upset. Not upset, but it's a little annoying that they got to see that card. Tribute to the Wild could be good against Animate Dead. Otherwise, we got to watch out for Magister of Worth. That's a heck of a card, man. I mean, we can play around it by just not dumping everything, but this Voreen doesn't seem good. Giant Mantis seems fine. But I kind of like the deck the way it is. Tribute to the Wild's the only thing I'm really considering. Granted, I only saw one card it works with. This Triangle of War doesn't seem amazing. So I might just make that cut, and who knows, they might have an extra card floating around. But Tribute to the Wild on Animate Dead is pretty nice. Just gets rid of their card that they're trying to reanimate. Magister of Worth was from Conspiracy. Nice little card. It was designed for a 4-person game, so you see those voting cards. I'm sure there are others in Vintage Masters, but the voting cards are kind of one-sided in 1v1 because you always get the vote that you want, or at least the tie vote. You never get the one that you don't want. So cards that come to mind, Council's Judgment's a big one. Coercive Portal, I'm not sure if these cards are in this set or not. Other good vote cards from the original Conspiracy. Ooh, well, can't keep this. Cannot keep this. Hand would be very good. Even one more land, I'd be pretty happy with it, but I think I have to go down. My opponent Mold as well. This hand's not great either, but hopefully I can scry a blue source to the top and be pretty happy with it. I can't play anything from my hand right now. There we go. All right, that makes me a little bit more comfortable with my hand. Ooh, Putrid Imp. So sets up your reanimation. Fine by me. Play Aquamoeba next turn. So this card can just pitch a card to give itself flying, but it's more used as a way to put cards in your graveyard. And then Threshold, it gets +1/+1, so just going to be taking a couple licks off of it right now, but my opponent can set up like an Animate Dead right now if they wanted to. I think I'm going to go Wild Mongrel's the better of the cards. So we'll go and play Wild Mongrel. See if my opponent does pitch something here. If they just have like a good reanimation target plus Animate Dead, that'd be sweet, but we'll see. Chainer's Edict. So make me sack a dude. It makes me wish I'd played Aquamoeba. This is 7 to flashback. Worth noting. One reason to play... Oh, I guess it didn't really matter. Unfortunately, I can't... Yeah, I should have played Aquamoeba first, because this turn I could have played Wild Mongrel plus hold up Circular Logic, but I can't do that now. So we'll just have to play this and pass the turn. Hope my opponent doesn't have another way to kill this one so that I can hold up the Circular Logic. Foil Scrubland. Mana Prism. So, okay, Mana Ramp and Mana Fixin', I guess. Rather Mana Filtering. This doesn't... Oh, my opponent did not want to pitch a card to give it flying, so... Another blue source would have been amazing there. I don't really want to play into Famine. It's not really the worst thing in the world if my opponent actually has Famine, though, so I am going to play out one more Aquamoeba this turn. And again, another blue source would be fantastic. Foil Chainer's Edict 2. Alright, so 5 mana from the opponent. They are pitching Visara. Jeez. Are they going to Animate Dead that too? I don't know if Necropotency is in here, the one that can instant speed. But discarding Visara, this is a very strong card. Just taps to kill creatures. Oh, this looks like some other reanimation card. Ooh, Breath of Light. Okay. Oh, that's something, right? I need to draw a land to repel it now. Not quite what we wanted. Alright, well, I'm going to play it. And we'll hold up Circular Logic, but my opponent's going to get to kill one of my Aquamoebas. They might attack with it, too. So, no attack. That makes sense. That's something. Fortunately, I'm going to have to repel this, which means I'm going to have to let them... They can just hard cast it next turn. God, not having a second blue really messed me up this game, so... Yeah, I'm going to have to let them kill both my Aquamoebas, because they're going to kill one on end-step. If I were to repel right now, they can just replay Visara, and I can't logic it. But if I wait until their end-step or something, I get to bounce it. Unfortunately, they get to kill my guy in response. So we do get to put it on top of their library, but they get to blow up my last card. So again, a blue source would be nice here, so I can play Aquamoeba plus hold up Circular Logic. Or I guess I'll just hold up another Circular Logic. And my opponent might just not play into it. They could just say, eh. I mean, it'd be sweet if they do. Like, I can just logic whatever they play here. Yeah, my opponent taking the smart route there. I'm going to play this. We really need another blue source. I can't freely play this Aquamoeba, but I can logic whatever they play and still have a backup logic. And this Imp's not threatening me too much, so not too worried about it. Alright, so them playing something this turn leads me to believe that they have a reanimation spell now. Okay. Oh, Mana War is a card. So what happens if they reanimate now? I can Mana War, so maybe I'd play Aquamoeba Arrogant Worm this turn. Could also play Jungle Worm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can also Chainer's Edict me next turn, so I think I'm going to play Aquamoeba. And then if they Chainer's Edict me, flash in Arrogant Worm. If they reanimate Visara, I'll Mana War it and hope to hit a blue source. And that's the game plan. So this looks like animate. Yep, animate dead. Well, that's a thing you can do. And I can't stop you. Tribute to the Wild is now... Oh, no, it's not a live draw because of the Mana Prism. Shoot. And this is that weird card that exiles when it dies or something. Alright, well, we have one turn to draw a blue source to deal with this. Go ahead and pitch Arrogant Worm. Go ahead and cast said Arrogant Worm. Cast. Alright. Unfortunately, if I don't draw specifically blue this turn, they're going to get to just resolve Visara again. Waterfront Bouncer. It's not quite going to do it, is it? Dang. This draw has not worked out in my favor. Do they have any creatures I care about them getting back? Not right now, so they're not going to block with that. So I think I just have to play Mana War. Try to race them somehow. Feel like we'd be a heavy favorite this game if we had at any point drawn a second blue. And no, we're not going to send with Aquamoeba. I don't want to discard any of the cards in my hand. Alright, so they're just going to tap out and play Visara next turn, and then I'm in lots of trouble. I guess if I play Waterfront Bouncer, that kind of forces the issue that they need to deal with that right away. I can't attack into Visara, though, which is kind of problematic as well. The Dreadful. Alright, let's see what we can do about it. Cards like Grizzly Fate would work here. Oh, I mean, that works. Like, it gives me more guys, but there's not much I can do here, right? Still can't, you know, play my cards, so I'm going to cast Grizzly Fate and try to power through my opponent. Like, the worm can't even attack into his thing. And he's going to start picking off one creature at a time. Even start attacking with this Mistmoon. And if I kill Visara, they get this Mistmoon Griffin now. So Control Magic might be my answer here. And I still need another blue before that's even a thing that can happen. Opponent might be debating whether or not they can attack with this Mistmoon, which they certainly can. And I can start jamming back. Oh, another big thing. Alright, the Scourge Familiar. Not too worried about that one. I just need to deal with this and then I feel fine. And also this. Alright, Roar of the Worm is a card. So if I attack with everything, they can kill 2, 3 of my guys, but I think I have to kind of play into that, right? Making the 6/6 doesn't do too much. Actually, they can eat this and blow up another creature. This is just altogether bad. I should probably just concede this game, right? Although I can make them tap Visara on their turn because of this Waterfront Bouncer, assuming they don't have another answer for it. So in order to do that, I have to get them to use Visara now so they can't kill Bouncer on my turn. And I can actually, no, I can't actually. So Visara blocks the 4/4 and then kills a 2/2. I'm going to go ahead and pitch Roar of the Worm to Aquamoeba. If they don't block with anything else, they take 6. So they're probably going to take 4 here. Alright, pitch Roar of the Worm. Attempt to kill this. They could kill Aquamoeba here if they wanted to. They did not. I don't have any Graveyard Matters cards. And now, oh, they didn't use Visara. Dang, that's actually pretty strong. That's pretty good. Guess I could just keep the pressure up. I'm just letting them, like, discard a card from my hand, though. Let's go ahead and flashback Roar of the Worm. And then they just kill my 6/6. I mean, I got a pretty big chunk of damage in there, but it's not going to matter too much. It's going to be too late to go Control Magic. Like, I'd need to specifically draw Island plus Control Magic. I still haven't drawn a second blue. I've drawn 18 cards, and I have not drawn another blue source. Ooh, no. Battle Screech I'm not going to be able to beat. Because they can just make 4 1/1s this turn. That is very strong. So, we got messed up this game. Oh, attacking with Visara now? That's interesting. I don't think... Oh, I'm just dead next turn, actually. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go to game 3. I've seen enough. Do we have the thing that takes care of flyers? No, but Giant Mantis is starting to look a little bit better. Tribute to the Wild is actually looking a little bit worse now on account of the fact that my opponent has Mana Prism in their deck. So where's Tribute to the Wild? I don't want to rely on this. They just have Mana Prism. It doesn't really do anything. And then the Triangle of War still seems fine. Doesn't seem great, though, because the creatures we're really worried about are like 5/5s and stuff like that. So might just make this one cut. Could be worthwhile to bring in like some of these other flyers. Maybe not the 2/1. That one doesn't seem that great. But like the 2/3 is probably fine against my opponent. Sudden Strength, not really a card I want to play here. So we'll go ahead and see if we can outrace our opponent. Gotta remember Chainer's Edict is in this set. My opponent has mold to 6 both games as well. Let's see. How do we feel about this deck? This one's probably fine. Unfortunately, it doesn't do too much, but it does just enough to be keepable. Probably lead with the Tranquil Thicket. I want to cast Nature's Lore on turn 2. My opponent goes down to 5. Alright. They are going to scry to the bottom. So that's a pretty big game. All I need to do is draw something that lets me cast this Arrogant Worm on turn 3. If not, we'll cast Nature's Lore. Go get me a forest. And let's see what we can do. At the very least, I can just cast this on turn 4. Hold up Circular Logic for a turn. Addle. So they get to choose green. Oh man, I can't Madness it out. Shoot. Alright, so they get to take my only action, and they know I have Circular Logic here. And they know the rest of my hand's not very good. So I can't cast Arrogant Worm, unfortunately. Okay, well that's not good. That's not good at all. Come on, Future Sight. Come on. Oh, I guess that's a card. We'll definitely play it. Might be right to hold up Circular Logic for a turn, but I don't see too many things my opponent was playing on 4 that I'm too worried about. This actually isn't that good in my deck now that I think about it when I want to be holding up counter magic, so. Okay, control magic's a thing. Actually, I guess you would want to activate that ability and then play an island or something like that. I don't have a discard outlet though, but if my opponent plays something I'm worried about, I can control magic it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and activate this turn. I can activate over and over again. Attack for 3. Play an island. And I think that's all the islands my opponent's aware of. So they know I have Circular Logic in hand, I think, is the only other card they're aware of. Or at least they know about. They didn't see this last island I top decked. Alright, opponent not playing anything. Repel's nice. So I think I'm just going to keep activating this while I can. They didn't do anything the last time. And yeah, I'll play an island. I might want to go like Logic plus Control Magic. That's gross. They're going to take probably Repel. Otherwise, I can Repel that and then Control Magic it. They could take Control Magic, but... Alright, I don't think I want to activate this anymore. Yes, that's what I want. A card like that is perfect. So now I get to kind of see whether my opponent wants to run something into my Circular Logic, or if I can Repel this on end step or something like that. Like, if they play a really good creature, I might Repel them as Mirror Fiend. Is this until end of turn, or your net? Yeah. Alright, and my opponent just concedes, so they have nothing going on, unfortunately. But, alright, we got a little bit of taste of Black-White. Black-White Reanimator, I guess? Interesting. So, see you guys in round 2, coming up in just a sec. Hey guys, it's Timothy here. We are jumping into round 2 of this Vintage Masters League. Oh god. So this is actually close to keepable on account of the fact that 2 of my lands cycle. And it does have one of my enablers, so as bad as it looks, I think I'm going to keep, because these 2 cards are going to eventually be something else. We're going to go ahead and lead off with, I think, Island and just pass. My opponent kept I-9000 against another blue deck. Could just cast Nature's Lore and then hold up Thicket. But I think I want to get this Aquamoeba down. I can always go Nature's Lore and cycle the Thickets next turn. But who knows, we might draw something that we want to just play. Okay, my opponent cast in a Baskin Root Wall is interesting. They can't block with it this turn, so I'm going to play Forest, cast Nature's Lore, and probably cycle both of these things. And if my opponent doesn't block, I might get in 3 damage, who knows. I don't see them blocking. Do I need another Forest? Nah. So I actually want to keep the island up in case I cycle into Circular Logic. So we'll play Forest, 1 Forest left in my deck. And then it's possible, like, my opponent plays something I want to cycle and then see if I can hit Circular Logic and pitch it to the Aquamoeba. So I want to keep the island up in that case. If not, I'll just cycle here. My opponent could hit me for 3. Let's see if that's what they do. They do. So not a lot of action going on from them, I don't think. And another Root Walla. Interesting. Let's go ahead and cycle now. Not that I think I'm countering that if I do get a spell, but wow. All right. That's pretty bad. Jeez. All right. There's an Arrogant Worm. That's a real card. So we'll go ahead and play Island here. And if they attack, we'll go ahead and cast Arrogant Worm. It's possible I want to cast it now so they can't Circular Logic me, because I'm assuming that they're playing these, they have it in their deck. But also their Circular Logic is for 0, so there's that. And I can pay for it. One of these getting through is not that big of a deal, so I am actually going to attack into the other one. They can only pump one, right? Granted, they're going to pump the one that doesn't get eaten by this worm, assuming there are no other counter spells. There's legit counter spell that I saw in the draft, so that's something we have to watch out for. So hopefully this Arrogant Worm doesn't get countered, but I am going to pitch it here. Let's go and pitch Arrogant Worm, see if it gets countered. Go through all the obnoxious steps of countering this, or casting this. Boom, boom, and let's go shaboom. And if they try to counter, we'll try to cycle into a Circular Logic. And let's see if we can eat a Root Walla for dinner here. I believe you can only activate this ability once. Yeah, this card actually seems pretty strong. Cool, we get to eat a free Root Walla. That's nice. And we're going to cycle another land. Jeez. Wow, what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 of our lands. Oh my god. I mean, I guess I can freely pitch lands to Aquamoeba, but geez. Discard a forest. Alright, come on, something. My opponent can take over a game easily if they hit lands and play something I can't deal with. 11 lands. Alright, Dreampod Druid on upkeep. If it's enchanted, create a 1/1 Saproling of each upkeep. That seems good. When it says no blocks. Ooh, Roar of the Worm. I'm actually just going to cast that. Do I want to trade Aquamoeba for Dreampod Druid? Probably not. So we're going to play Island here, attack with Arrogant Worm. They could trade Dreampod Druid for Arrogant Worm, but then I get to cast Roar of the Worm and play another Roar of the Worm. Do these things trample? They don't. Also, if they double block, then my Aquamoeba gets through anyway. So I imagine they're going to double block Arrogant Worm here. No, just do that. Alright, I'll pitch this forest to trade with it if that's the plan. Like if they just activate Root Walla. Alright. I don't need this forest necessarily. So trading my 2-drop with their 1-drop, but they also take 4, and I get to straight up cast a Roar of the Worm and then also flash it back next turn. Let's see if they can enchant this thing though, because that could be really annoying. They do have something. So +3/+3 and it regenerates. That's super annoying. And they're just going to get a 1/1 every upkeep, so that's what I was worried about. Oh, and it's a 5/5. All right, repel off the top. Ooh, perfect. Get out of here. I guess you get it sometimes, right? Make 2 1/1s as well. That was a fantastic draw. They have to block this worm now. And looking pretty good here. King of the top decks. Alright, so replay the Druid. Let's see if we have another enchantment to put on it. Elephant Guide. Alright, they do have something else. Do we top deck again? Probably not. Granted, most of these things have to block, and I get to flashback plus play Aquamoeba this turn. So they block here. No, they have to block. They can eat this, block the worm, and take 2. Or if I don't attack with this, they can eat this, and take 1, but I get to keep my worm. Putting them down to 1 seems pretty good. They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers next turn. I'll have 4 attackers. I'm just going to attack like this. Dang, this card actually seems really strong. Oh yeah, they're losing one here. So play Aquamoeba, cast Flash or Flashback, Roar of the Worm. And now they can make 2 more blockers on the next turn. Ah, jeez, that's gross. Alright, so we are going to need to deal with this, I think. Each upkeep is super annoying. Oh, they have more action too. Alright, never mind. We might be in trouble here. Blastoderm. Oh, God. Granted, that goes away in 3 turns, but... Grizzly Fate. That's strong. Alright, so if I attack with everything... no, this is so gross. I'm going to attack with the 6/6. Just keep him off one more guy. That I'm fine with. Yeah, that's actually okay. So next turn, make 4 Grizzlies. Wait, what? Oh, this isn't Flash. Oh, I misread this card. This has Threshold to create 4 bears. So whether you flash it back or just cast it, you make 4 bears if you have Threshold. So right now I have Lethal on them, I think. 1, 2, 3. They have 1 in hand. They have 5 blockers. I have 7 attackers. So I'm going to attack with everything. If they have a spell in their hand, they can get me here. But I still get to flash back Grizzly Fate. So alright, so we got that one. Geez, this card's actually kind of scary. Holy crap. I kind of like the Tribute to the Wilds here. We saw 2 targets. Do I want both of these necessarily? Their targets are good too. Elephant Guide and that +3. Plus we can get them mid-combat since Tribute to the Wild isn't instant. The Sorcerer just doesn't seem that great. Root Wallas. Also, they're playing a bunch of Root Wallas. Maybe they're just aggro. Like, this Chimeric Idol does not seem good in my deck. Good blocker. The Triangle of War could be fine. Kind of like keeping that. Yeah, I'll bring in 1 Tribute to the Wild, I think. Might be wrong. I don't know that they're an actual Aura deck. We saw 1 card that cares about auras and 2 good auras, so... this is close, very close, but I'm going to mull it. Mull it. This seems fine. And Choking Tether's on top. I don't know that I need that. I probably just want to hit lands here. I'm probably going to play Lonely Sandbar, too. Soul Ring. What the heck? Alright, well. We can just die to that, I guess. Holy crap. How am I supposed to beat that? Alright, they've got us a Druid. Oh, but they kept a 1-lander? Alright, well, oh, Tribute to the Wild. I'm gonna just Tribute to the Wild them right now. Gets rid of their Soul Ring. And hopefully they can't enchant this. God, Soul Ring, you say? Maybe that messes up their plans. Oh, they have a Wild Mongrel as well. So here come the Root Wallas. We in trouble. We will acknowledge that. But I do have a little bit of interaction coming up, so it's not all lost. Here, I probably just want to play Wild Mongrel. Bluff that I have a Circular Logic. And they did draw the land last turn, too. It's kind of gross. If they attack with Mongrel, I'm not blocking, but if they attack with Dreampod Druid, I'm going to block on that. I can't fight the cards they have in hand, so they get to just dump Root Wallas here if they have any. Super good. Do you have any others? Oh, they didn't change the color. Alright, so nice plays, opponent. Ooh, and now I have a worm. Alright. It's not looking great. I do get to probably eat one of their guys with this worm, though. I don't think this Root Wall comes in, though. I think it's just Mongrel. Could also repel it back to the top of my opponent's library. Could also force him to pitch 3 cards to Arrogant Worm. So I think I'm just going to take my beats this turn. See if they pitch anything here. No. Alright. Taking a big chunk of damage. Do you have a 3-drop? Alright, well, we're just going to repel that. No, thank you. Get that out of here. So Crisis averted, and they also draw in that Dream Pod Druid next turn. Ooh, Mutation is going to be fine, I think. Unfortunately, I can't play anything else here, so it might be that I just want to flash an Arrogant Worm and like double block this Wild Mongrel or something. They have 3 unknown cards in their hand. Attack with Mongrel, I'm going to go ahead and flash in said Worm. Plus my Mongrel is going to be bigger here. Yep, I will cast this. See if you got something for it. No. I'm going to double block, I think. I don't know that there's any reason to change this thing's color. Alright, and I will fight you over this Mongrel. You want to pitch 2 cards to eat my worm, that's fine. Alright, they are pitching a card. They discarded Roar of the Worm. Gross. But no way to bring it back. Alright, I also have no way to really interact, but any land off the top is amazing. Forest specifically great. That creature's converted mana cost. Ether Mutation does take care of the Roar of the Worm token, but unfortunately doesn't make any 1/1s. Ooh, flashing in the 3/4. Go for the double block. They have to pay Echo on the Simian Grunts if I let them keep it, but I think it's just more important to get it off the board. So we'll go and eat the Simian Grunts. I'll play Aquamoeba. Forgot about that card. Probably still would have attacked regardless of whether I forgot about it or not. Alright. So I gotta hit a land before my opponent hits a land to be really comfortable. Alright, here comes the Druid again. 2 unknowns in hand from opponent. Land. Alright, that's not actually bad. Fortunately, I'm not attacking here. Actually, Circular Logic, not bad at all. Lets me just interact with whatever my opponent's next big play is. They attack with Root Wall, I'm probably not blocking, but I imagine they're just going to flash back Roar of the Worm here, and that lets me keep Mutation for their next big play. Sure. Not switching. My opponent trying to get me to use the Aquamoeba, I assume, to get it off the board. Let's go ahead and I could just cast this. Oh, that's smart, actually. My opponent made me deal 2 damage, so I'm just going to cast this. I'm not going to pitch it to Madness. If I were to Madness something out, my Aquamoeba would die. Very smart play. Yes. I'm still away from Threshold, so I think I'm going to hold this and just play Future Sight. Ooh, Triangle of War, not bad. Lets me kill Root Wall if they tap out at the very minimum. Keep in mind I have Ether Mutation for that guy. I'm going to take a big hit here. Jeez. 4 +3 +3 and regenerate. God, that's strong. I do get a 1/1, so they get value. And I still only get 2 1/1s here. Guess I'd rather actually have that in my hand than on top, but we need to get this thing off the board, so we're going to go ahead and cast this. Bounce your guy. Just pass the turn here. And 1 away from Threshold, I could actually cast this next turn by pitching the Triangle of War. Actually, I'm probably going to pitch Roar of the World. Alright, 1 unknown card in hand from the opponent. I could trade Aquamoeba for Root Walla here. That's probably fine. So if I block like this, they give +2/+2. They can eat Root Wall, or they can eat Aquamoeba. Yeah, that's fine. I'll trade Aquamoeba for your Root Walla. I am at 8 life, so. The downside of that is I don't have a way to pitch Roar of the Worm, but the upside is that I just get natural Threshold here. Nice. So cast in Grizzly Fates. Dang, Grizzly Fate's a little bit stronger than I gave it credit for. I assumed it was 5 mana, make 2 Grizzlies, and then flashback for 7, make 4, but it makes 4 regardless if you have a Threshold, so. You could also go Triangle of War and fight a thing here. Ooh, what are they discarding? Oh, they discarded Roar of the Worm. They have another Roar of the Worm. Alright. Get me while you can. That was the last card in their hand. Alright, Island off the top for value. So, not really attacking here, am I? Also, I can't discard this Triangle of Fate, or Triangle of War. Not that I messed up. I can also just, like, quad block this or something. I'm going to cast this. Let them know I have it. And this is not a great draw, but hopefully there's another basic on top so I can just cast my own Roar of the Worm. Because those were both flashback. Alright, opponent says, no thank you. Perfect. So probably casting my own Roar of the Worm here, I think. They have no interaction. I've got Triangle next turn. This is looking pretty decent. Still got Grizzly Fate in my graveyard. This deck seems sweet. 2 in hand from the opponent. Hopefully nothing for this. Oh, okay, so this is the Provoke guy. I might just fight that off, to be honest. And it can't be blocked by more than one creature. Oh, that's actually a little bit better than I gave it credit for, I think. So if they attack with it, can't be blocked by more than one creature. They can just eat my Saprolings, but that's not even like that bad, I guess. I could play this off the top of my library. I could just smash with my Worm. I have another Worm at the ready. Probably take this hit, I assume. Oh no, trade Worm for Worm? That's interesting. I didn't think they would want to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold up Tranquil Thicket and Circular Logic. Also, well, I guess I'm not really holding up a Madness Circular Logic, but what are they going to do? I'm going to go ahead and fight my Worm on... Wild Mongrel might be the scariest. This thing might be the scariest too, honestly. Like, none of these cards are that bad for me to deal with. Wild Mongrel's the one that's hardest for me to deal with in the long game, so we'll go and fight that thing off. While they don't have cards to pitch. Oh, okay, they have a Root Walla. They have a Root Walla. Not too worried about that. And an Arrogant Worm. Dang, they just top decked 2 Madness cards in a row. Alright. Well, I'm glad I know about these now. Oh, shoot, I was supposed to do that differently. Alright, play a Forest off the top, cast Aquamoeba. I could just go crazy with Future Sight now. If I attack with this 4/4, they can block with, like, Worm plus something else. Or the 6/6, rather. If I attack with everything, they can eat a bear. I think I just want to outplay them here, so cast this. Go ahead and cycle now, see if we hit something else on top that's relevant. Oh yes, cast Waterfront Bouncer. Now what does my opponent do? Here I can hold up Root Waller plus Circular Logic with this, so kind of want to attack with all the bears. Or if I attack with the Worm, like, yeah, I'm fine trading the Worm here for their Arrogant Worm. Outpace them quite a bit here. Block with Root Walla. Yep. This all makes sense. Pump the Root Walla. Oh no, I want to order this first. Oh, I guess I messed up. Alright, I guess I'm trading my 6/6 for their Root Walla. Yeah, I messed that up. Oh well, not too big of a deal. I still think I'm just going to be able to beat them quite easily here with the combination of what I have in hand, and the other cards also just get to play my Root Walla for free. Oh, they get to eat that thing. Shoot, I forgot about that. Super annoying. Alright, never mind. Maybe I don't get to just freely win. Alright, yeah. It was actually a mistake. That was a mistake. Let's go and pitch Root Walla. Basking Root Walla. Not to be confused with Fried Root Walla from Hour of Devastation. Alright, another Circular Logic on top. We are 13 cards in, so I think it's time to just get a little bit frisky here with everything and play another. Don't want to attack with Aquamoeba, actually. I guess it doesn't actually matter. Block. Let's see. If they go block, 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 they're taking at minimum 6, 7, 8 damage this turn with Flashback Grizzly, whatever it's called. I don't really want to attack with Aquamoeba, though. So we'll go ahead and do this, get in 7 damage. Ooh, fine by me. One less Saprolands, one less creature they can profitably block. It is not going to resolve. Oh, I can actually just cast the Circular Logic on top of my library. With 12 cards. I've already played a land this turn, I believe. Oh, no, I haven't. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So doing that actually, that was bad. I should have just played this one. All right, we'll play Krovikan Sorcerer. I miss playing a little bit here. Playing this Grizzly Fate is what I should have done this turn. I should have played that Aquamoeba too. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Deep Analysis. I'm going to let my opponent resolve that one. I think. Do I counter this one, or do I counter the Flashback? Probably counter this one, but no, that's fine. This is okay. One of the cards they drew was a land, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, they get to eat Krovikan Sorcerer, but that's one less blocker they have too, so like I'm not too worried about this. So now they're taking minimum 4. Oh yeah, I have to block, right? Duh. Alright. Could have had this Aquamoeba on board, actually, already. Ooh, Mana War. Alright. I'll cast a Mana War. Play a land. Oh, should not have played a land. I'm thinking about everything, like, immediately after I do it. So if I play Mana War, I still have enough to Grizzly salvage here. Or Grizzly Fate, not Grizzly Salvage. Alright, we're getting in 8 this turn if they block Aquamoeba. No, so I will pitch my island. So you're taking 9, actually. Go down to 3. And I'm just going to actually play this Jungle Worm and keep up Circular Logic. See, and I could have played that island off the top. I have 8 cards left in my library. But I get to Circular Logic anything they play here. They can't play Deep Analysis from their graveyard because it costs them 3 life. And I have pretty lethal on board here. Oh, they killed themselves. Nice. All right, we're in the finals. Nice. See you guys for game 3. Hey guys, it's Timothy here. We're in the finals of this Vintage Masters draft. Acting like I know what I'm doing, misplaying hard. This hand is so close with like the Root Walla Aquamoeba, but It also has some of our stronger cards in our deck, but I think I have to mulligan anything that's just a one-lander. This is probably fine. Does have Aquamoeba into Circular Logic and Scry. Pretty much anything to top. I think I'm actually going to keep Wild Mongrel on top. Tropical Island. Nice. Deathrite Shaman. Boom. Just kidding. I think, I might be wrong about this, but I think the building constraints for this set, whereas everything in the set had to be before the modern era. So like there are no cards from like what is it, 8th edition onwards. It's probably a good sign that we're in green blue and we played against 2 green blue decks. Like as much of a good sign as that can be. I think I'm gonna go play my own Wild Mongrel here. Obviously I can't fight over mongrels, but I mean we can. But if they attack, I can't really block. I mean, I could. Let's see what they madness in here. If they madness anything. Looks like it. No? Alright, so just taking 2 is not bad. Ooh, that card's gross. 3/4 flyer that dings your opponent for 1 each turn. Or dings you for 1, rather. That's actually very gross. I mean, I have an answer for it eventually, but not at the current moment. Oh, right. We're in that same situation where having only 1 blue is really messing us up. Not that bad, but enough so. Enough so. I think I'm supposed to still play my Aquamoeba here. Am I supposed to attack into this Ifrit? Am I blocking? Probably not, so I'll go and attack through it. I'll pitch 2 cards to eat their Ifrit if that's what they really want to do, but I don't see that happening. Like, I'll be happy to throw away, like, this Idol plus an Aquamoeba or something like that. But I think this turn I just play an Aquamoeba and passing, unfortunately. Could have played Chimeric Idol there and made my opponent discard some cards to, yeah, that was probably correct, actually. But getting this on board lets me hold up the logic. Guess I could have held up the logic with this anyway. But not if I played Chimeric Idol. Take at least 5 this turn. I'm getting beat down. Should I make my opponent pitch some cards to Wild Mongrel? Like, is Amoeba that good? Maybe not this turn. Not this turn, I don't think. I'd ideally like to be able to hold up Repel for that situation. Opponent just passes, and we draw yet another Aquamoeba. So I think at this point, I have to just say go. I mean, I could attack with my Mongrel. Or rather, I could attack with my Amoeba. Ooh, my Circular Logic doesn't actually do anything now that I think about it. I guess I can pitch cards to Wild Mongrel first, but I'm not going to be able to race what they have. I think this turn I'm blocking their Wild Mongrel with my Wild Mongrel. Oh, especially since they played a land first. Alright, let's do it. Let's do the Mongrel fight. Triggers.deck. I do have more cards in hand than them, but it's not something I want to do. Oh, we just trade. Alright. Fine by me, I suppose. Regrowth, put that back in your hand. Okay. Let them cast that again. I'm going to pitch Chimeric Idol. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and pitch Chimeric Idol and then Circular Logic that thing. Maybe I should pitch an Aquamoeba here. Yeah, I'm going to pitch an Aquamoeba and then I'm going to Circular Logic, so counter it unless they pay 2. Alright, discard Logic. Yep. Cast on that, pay a blue. So confusing. And they can't pay for it. And maybe I get in a situation where I can race them with these 2 cards. Maybe. Ooh, should I play that? I think I should just play that so I can get Chimeric Idol down, Repel next turn. That could put me in the lead. And then just play Aquamoeba this turn. So, yeah. Go ahead and attack for 3, I suppose. I don't see this extra Aquamoeba helping me that much. I am going to pitch the other Aquamoeba here. So discard Amoeba to Amoeba. Deal 3. Play the Thicket. So at the end of my opponent's turn, assuming nothing else happens, it's going to be 11 to 7. So we could potentially race. Like, this is a 2-turn clock on them. Assuming I'm drawing cards and I'm okay to just pitch to Aquamoeba. And that's, of course, assuming they just straight up don't play anything else, right? That's asking quite a bit. All right, opponent's doing something over there. Desert Twister to blow up my idol. Rude. I mean, they used their whole turn to do that, so I guess it's okay. I'm going down to 7. All right, so I think I'm going to pitch the island to the Aquamoeba. It's kind of annoying. I have 5 mana cards in my deck, so maybe I don't want to do that right away. But I should also repel on their turn so that they take a damage off their idol, or off their Ifrit. All right. And who knows, they might go for, whatchamacallit, an Aura or something like that. So let him take a damage here. I'm keeping the island in hand in case I find that I actually do want to discard it, but I'm definitely going to repel this Ifrit when they attack with it. See what happens here. Can you interact? Not with that, but I'm assuming you have 3 cards in hand. You can still probably play something here. Uh-oh. Oh, another Desert Twister. All right, so they're top decking. We're top decking. Granted, they're top decking a card that they know is good. Ugh. We're just going to have to cast this thing. All right, so my best draws here are like Control Magic or, what is it? The Ether, the bounce spell that makes Saprolings would also be a reasonably good card. Unfortunately, my Root Wallet doesn't attack into their Ifrit. That card is the one I was talking about. So now I can bounce their guys and make 3 1/1s. This is a sorcery, by the way. Only get to attack for 1 this turn. Oh, no, they have a logic. Jeez. All right, they got me on that one. Can't pay for it. Nope. All right, so now we're in a pretty losing race here. We top decked one of our good cards in this situation, so we need Control Magic here, I think. Our Grisly Fate might be good enough to race them, because I get, assuming no other damage put on board, I get 2 more turns of getting hit by this Ifrit. I'm going down to 4 now. Yeah, Grisly Fate could be good enough if I draw it. That or Control Magic. Not a Forest, though. Could die to a Simian Grunts here. Alright, good old-fashioned race. Go and keep this Forest in hand. Oh, I guess, yeah, they have to have something interactive here. Oh, they chose not to attack. Interesting. Alright, Cycle Land's not the worst thing I could have drawn. That's not the best thing I could have drawn, but I'm going to play it. Oh, so they must not have had another creature, otherwise they would have died to Root Walla. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and play the Forest, since the fight might be relevant if I draw something plus want to fight in the same turn. Alright, so they just need to draw a creature here, and they're fine. But then if I draw something like Manowar, I get to kill them. Control Magic also does the job. Alright, interesting matchup we've got here. Their Ifrit slowly killing them. I'm going to play my island and pass. Going down to 2. Oh, they drew something. Uh-oh, they drew something real big. 4/5. So now I think they want to attack with the Ifrit, and they're just hoping I don't top deck anything to deal with that aberration. If I draw anything that deals with this, any way to break through my opponent's defenses, I get to win on the spot. But if not, I die. Alright, so draw. Circular Logic. That's not going to do it, is it? Nope, that actually would have been amazing if I had it in my hand. No, they go down to 1. Alright, they got it. Nice. That was close. But they top decked a card before we top decked a card. Alright, against the opponent. Giant Mantis actually seems great here. I didn't see any reason to bring in Tribute to the Wild. Choke and Tethers could be fine, but probably not amazing. I like the Logics. I like the Meebs. Jungle Worm doesn't seem necessary by any means. I think I'm going to take out Choke and Tethers. Maybe Jungle Worm's what I want to ditch here. No, the Chimeric Idol's pretty bad too. My opponent has double Desert Twister in their deck. 6 mana to destroy any permanent. How do I feel about Krosan Voreen? Not a huge fan of it. These other cards don't seem that great, so yeah. That's the cut we'll make, and we'll see if we get stomped by this Madness deck. I would like to play first, absolutely. Oh, blue and green mana. Keep this Tranquil Thicket in hand. Go Miba into Logic. It's nice. Oh, that was bad. Should have played a Forest. Not thinking enough about my plays during this series, especially with that whatchamacallit last turn. Gross. And a Finhorde Elves? That's super gross. Wish I was cycling this Thicket right now, but I'm not. Because we messed up. Alright, Miba coming down. Opponent can power out Serendib Ifrit this turn. Well, I can't do anything about it. Alright, an Aquamoeba of their own is fine. Alright, so we're going to play an island, cast Nature's Lore, and probably just pass the turn here. This lets me hold up Logic for 1 and also Tranquil Thicket. I guess that technically lets me hold up Logic for 2. Since I can cycle first, get a second card in my graveyard. Probably going to snap Circular Logic on pretty much anything my opponent could play here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and cycle. Waterfront Bouncer. And then we'll go ahead and discard Circular Logic. Go and cast it way over here. Go and target that. Go and pay the blue mana. Circular Logic's so good. Alright, so that's taking care of that Ifrit. Plus Bouncer's pretty nice. My opponent attacks, I might just block. Do you attack? Yeah, actually. I think I'm going to block. Alright, well, that wasn't a good draw. So now our hand doesn't do anything. But we do have good top decks. My opponent can ramp into Desert Twisters, which is pretty good. Good old Elvish Mystic. Attack for 1. That I will not block. That I'm fine taking the damage off of. What's the follow-up play? Aquamoeba? Okay. Gross. Alright. I'm going to keep playing cards that don't do anything and just pass the turn. Alright, we need some sort of action here. Roar of the Worm would be good. Grizzly Salvage would, or Grizzly Fate would also be pretty good. My opponent knows I can't really block with my Waterfront Bouncer. So these are fairly free attacks. Like, I can block with it, but I'm not going to, right? Probably just use it on end step here. Regrowth on your Aquamoeba. Okay. Regrowth is a rare. This card used to be banned in Vintage, I believe. Alright, get back your Ifrit. Go and bounce now for mana efficiency. I could draw Roar of the Worm and want to cast it. Alright, again, not the worst thing I could have drawn there. Does get me on Threshold too. Go ahead and cast this. Looter actually isn't that bad here, since I don't have much else going on. Probably going to take another 2 here. My opponent is on Desert Twister mana too. That's something they really want to do. Yep, not feeling too great about this. My draw hasn't been amazing. This Looter ought to be good. This time I think I'm just going to let it stick. Alright, another one. Okay, Roar of the Worm. Not bad. I can actually bounce Ifrit and cast Roar of the Worm. I think I'm going to discard this land first and see what I draw. Because if I draw a Madness card, I'd be more interested in casting that. Okay, well, that's something. So, they can Desert Twister next turn, that's fine. I think I'm going to bounce Ifrit. Maybe I just let him hit me for a turn. No, I'm going to go ahead and bounce Ifrit, discard, and Roar of the Worm. So I want to be discarding any lands I draw here. And then cast Roar of the Worm. I can get Circular Logic here pretty easily too. That might be what happens. No? Okay. So could just see a Desert Twister on my Worm, or we could see the Ifrit come down again. Regrowth's a nice card. Just 2 mana, get a dude or a card back from your graveyard, any card. Yeah, a rare makes sense for this. Alright, so we got multiple things going here. If I don't see Desert Twister, I assume I'm going to see Ifrit plus some other card. My opponent has access to 7 mana, 3 unknown cards in their hand. They can Madness Junk out. I do have a bounce spell. This card is super messed up, like, when you're ahead of your opponent. It's a Merfolk. I did not know this was a Merfolk. Merfolk Spell Shaper. Alright. If I get to untap, I feel okay. Like, not great. My opponent's still fairly far ahead of me on card advantage. Alright, so I'm not getting Desert Twistered. I assume I'm going to see something else here, though, in addition to this Ifrit. Ooh, Elephant Guide. That's gross. Why on that, though? Alright, so if they switch it to a 3-1, it'll be a 6-something. I can block with the Worm. They're down a card. They do get a 3-3 on board, but I can bounce that 3-3 with my Waterfront Bouncer, so I think I'm fine taking this trade. Gets one extra card out of their hand, too. Oh no, Genesis. Genesis is a very strong card. While it's in your graveyard on your upkeep, you can pay 3 mana to return a creature to your hand. Gross. Alright, so you get the 3-3. You get the dude. I get this, which I'm going to immediately discard, I think. Hey, Giant Mantis. Alright, so now I have a blocker for your guys. What's the worst thing my opponent can get back? Aquamoebas? I don't think Genesis can put itself in your hand. Return target creature card. Oh, you can put Genesis in your hand. Alright, well, Giant Mantis was not a bad draw, because now... Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, that was bad. Alright, well, it is what it is. I should have held up another blue so I could activate and cast Circular Logic. Because now I can only do one or the other. Oh, I messed up. That could be relevant. Alright, so Genesis is going to put itself back in my opponent's hand? No, it put an Aquamoeba back. Fair enough. Mantis is going to block. I think I'm going to take 3 off the Elephant since I do have this logic. I want to be able to use it, right? Alright, so just go and block one of these. Doesn't matter too much which one it is. Yeah, I messed up. I could have prevented 3 damage there. Could also just hold my looter up now too. Alright, Jungle Worm's not bad, but I don't think it's something I want to cast on this board. I want to hold up my cards now. Uh, 1, 2. Yeah, with another land that'd be fine, but we're going to go ahead and just pass the turn here. Probably take another 3 off something. My opponent's going to get another Aquamoeba back to their hand. What a strong card. Alright, we are falling behind quite a bit. Opponent essentially drawing an extra card every turn. Alright, attacking with the Aquamoeba makes sense here. So, force my opponent to discard with it. No, that doesn't actually force my opponent to do anything. Block. We'll go ahead and... You know what I can actually do is loot with the Circular Logic and then see what I want to discard with Waterfront Bouncer. Yeah, I kind of like that. So we'll block like this. I'll go and loot away this. Oh no, never mind. That doesn't even make sense. So yeah, we'll just bounce the elephant, I guess. Yep. Bounce this, discard Jungle Worm. Jungle Worm probably fine on this board too. But getting that elephant permanently off is fine. I'm going down to 9. Countering the amoeba doesn't even really do that much. Ancient Tomb. Alright, so that I will counter. Granted, my opponent can just get it back, but... And I want to actually loot this one. Yep, cast on this. On blue. Alright, we're going to need to find something here. Opponent's last card in hand is Aquamoeba. Okay, that's a card. That's a real card. I only have enough to cast one of these. I think I want that to be the mutation, right? I mean, I get in for 2 this turn, but that's not great. Get in for 1. Play Wild Mongrel, and then let my opponent play Aberration if that's their plan. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could do that. Something tells me they won't. So it might just be worth playing Wild Mongrel this turn. Could also loot away Wild Mongrel. But if I can get 6 1/1s off that, that'd be pretty good. So I think that's the plan here. And if I absolutely need to, I can go Bouncer or Loot. Again, something like Control Magic would be pretty good. I don't mind trading Mongrel for Aquamoeba. Hopefully they get back Aberration, they use Ancient Tomb to cast it, and then I can go Ether Mutation on it or something like that. That's what they're going to do. They could also just cycle it. 5 mana to cycle every turn. Hitting themselves off Ancient Tomb's real too. This is a rare. Interesting. Soul Ring at Mythic, Ancient Tomb at rare is pretty crazy. Alright, so we know they have Aberration plus Aquamoeba in hand. No, cast the Aberration. Cast the Aberration. Ugh, gross. They're gonna... Oh, Mana War? That's super obnoxious. Mana War back Giant Mantis. Yeah, I guess that's a thing you can do. Alright, let's take the beats. Let's go ahead and I could kill this Aquamoeba again. They just get it back though. And who knows, they might not switch power and toughness here. If they do, it's fine. Like, pitch your Aquamoeba to trade your Aquamoeba. You'd still have Genesis in the graveyard. I'm not going to fight over it. Ugh. Alright, I think my best bet's just the Ether Mutation, the Ifrit on my next turn. That's not a bad draw either. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and dump your dude. Yep, get it off of here. I can Circular Logic that too. Not that it matters, because Genesis is just like such good inevitability. Alright. Do your worst. The 3/1 ones help, I guess, but they're not that great. I need one of my bigger spells. Like, I've already done my Roar of the Worm, so I need my Grizzly Salvage, really. Or I keep saying Grizzly Salvage. Grizzly, whatever it's called. The Bear Maker. The Bear Maker. Grizzly Fate. That's what it's called. Alright, no targets this turn. I guess Genesis could put itself back in his hand. Will you do that, though? You could have also Forest Cycled in response. Oh, he is going to put Genesis back in his own hand. He or her. She. I think you just want to leave Genesis in the graveyard, right? Yeah. Genesis is so good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They can play Ifrit plus whatchamacallit. Plus their Elvish Aberration. So not feeling too great about this, but if I can get that flyer off, can't really deal with the flyer overall, right? We're going to go ahead and pitch Circular Logic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have 12 cards in my graveyard. Discard Logic. Cast Logic. Target that. Tap a blue. And we will make Wild Mongrel red. Why? I don't know. Yes, take 2. Cast your Aberration. Alright, you've got a 4/5 on board. Block attack with the Aquamoebas, I assume. I don't think you want to attack. Oh, yeah, you do want to attack with that, because then you can just bounce my guy back. I think I just take 2 here, actually. No, just take it. Alright, well, I can go Amoeba plus Giant Mantis, or I could go ahead and loot the Aquamoeba away. That seems fine. Aquamoeba is not going to be a card that wins me the game here. I need to dig into some real action. That, unfortunately, is also not a card that's going to win me the game, so we'll go ahead and play these. And just pass the turn, so my opponent's going to rebuy their stupid Serendib Ifrit. This would be fine without the Genesis. But with the Genesis, this is a losing battle. Because I'm going to have to trade off creatures to not die here, and then my opponent's just going to get those creatures back. Like, I can't afford for Mana War to hit me again. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I think this is going to be a loss here, guys. I think it's going to be a loss. But I'm happy we got to the finals in our first draft of... Oh, that's interesting. Our first Vintage Masters draft. I just don't see a way through this. I mean, Grizzly Fate is still a respectable card here. So my blocks look something like here. Just have to bite the bullet and let this thing hit me. Chump. Pitch in the island, I suppose. Can't get everything back, right? Do I want my wild mongrel to die? Not really. Yeah, and then if they pitch a card, I'll probably bounce this guy back to their hand. Alright, they're just going to take out that Saproling. Do I bounce anything here? I might just bounce whatever they play on their end step. Go down to 2 this way. We do not have a lot of time left either. And if somehow I manage to squeak this out, I still got a game 3. So this is that Aquamoeba. They are discarding an island. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to just bounce this. No, I have to bounce whatever flyer they play. So I just trade these off? Can't be right. Let's go ahead and bounce it. Saves me 2 extra blockers on board. Those might be relevant. Alright, I'm at 2. Control Magic still could be a real card here, I suppose. It's not. I don't want to take Serendipity free with it, though, because it kills me in 2 turns. Yep, you have an Ifrit. Thankfully, Mantis is good against that. Oh, Mana War of my own is actually not bad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can deal 8 to my opponent. Alright, so let's go do some... definitely going to play this. I think I want to get in some damage this turn, so we're going to go ahead and bounce Ifrit. And then think about what my blocks need to look like on my next turn. I can let this through so I don't have to worry about it. I need to block all 3 of these. So if I go Saproling, Saproling, Giant Mantis, that lets me keep a blocker on board and attack with everything else. Giant Mantis stops Mana War from coming in. So if I attack like this, I at least get in 4 damage, right? Block, block, block. My opponent's hand is Ifrit, Aquamoeba, and an Unknown. If I attack with 1 more and they destroy a creature, then I die. So I want to leave 4 blockers back. In case they do destroy one, I can at least go chump, chump, chump. So I think I'm going to get in the 4 damage with the cards that I'm least likely to want to chump with. Which is relevant here. It's definitely relevant. Genesis has nothing to get back this turn. Except itself. It could get itself back now. No. Opponent says no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. 4. That Mana War was a very good draw. Actually, might be able to set something up next turn. Maybe. Because Waterfront Bouncer Mana War is like a real thing. Although that doesn't even make any sense. I could just Waterfront Bounce or whatever I was planning to bounce with Mana War. Never mind. I'm going to stop being cute. Use your Ancient Tomb. That's what I need you to do. Oh no! They have an Ether Mutation of their own. Ah, oh, gross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can still just play their Ifrit here. And I'm on chump duty now. I'm on massive chump duty. Don't want this Mana War to die either. But it's the only real profitable block I have. I can't afford to let the Mana War go to the graveyard. Oh, Wet and Finhorn Elves come in is interesting. Oh, I guess that's the 1 extra, right? That makes sense. So I think this is going to seal the deal. I have to go... Yeah, I'm basically on chump duty. If I let Man of War go to the graveyard, they just get pretty much an instant win through Giant Mantis next turn. I see no way out of this now because they're going to play Serendib Ifrit. If I play Giant Mantis, I'm dead on board. If I draw Grizzly Fate, then I'm dead to the Ifrit. Yep. All right. So I guess they have to Ancient Tomb themselves for it. Oh, they're just going to play Aquamoeba instead. Okay. Shoom. Forest. All right. Let's see what we draw here. Tranquil Thicket. All right. Let's see what we draw here. All right. You got me. That was fun. So my opponent's got me on this one, and we get taken down by blue-green. I guess you just want to call it tempo here. At any rate, we won back our play points, and we get to play another Vintage Masters draft basically for free. So I enjoyed that. I'll have to study up a little bit on this before we jump into it again, but that was interesting, and hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I misplayed a little bit, but that comes with the new territory of a set like this. So anyway, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. My name's Timothy. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if you want to see more Vintage Master drafts, and I'll be sure to do them. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.